Kia ora koutou. My name is Will Hanlon, and you're a good person, aren't you? You recycle your cans, you pay your taxes, and you stop at the lights. That's enough, isn't it? And that makes you a good person, right? I suppose we'd all like to think we're good people. The thing is, it's easy to be a good person when everybody else is doing the right thing too. When an ambulance needs to get by on a busy road, we all make space. When Bob Parker told us to care for our neighbours after the quakes, we welcomed them with open arms. When Jacinda told us to lock down, we stayed in our bubble and mastered our Zoom skills. In times of great crisis, we've been fortunate to have great leaders to guide us and show the way. But how do we respond to adversity when that leader isn't there to guide us? It's not like they sit beside us on the bus every day, is it? Sadly, there are times where we bear witness to a fleeting moment where casual racism crops up. When a stranger on a bus makes a racist comment or a friend tells an off-color joke. The act we witness may be small, but the damage it does is far greater. At that moment, the Prime Minister or Mayor is no longer there telling us how to respond. The only voice to listen to is our own. That little inner voice we all have, a voice of integrity which calls us to action. So what then stops good people from answering this call? Simply put, it's hard. It's hard to be the one to stand up, to speak out, to go against the grain and be that first person. We question if it's our place, and to that I say, it needs to be our place. It needs to be our place to say something because racism is still an everyday evil. And whilst good people themselves do not inject such hatred into this world, evil still prospers when good people do nothing, when they stand by instead of standing up. However, when you let your inner voice become your outer voice and you speak out against racism, you allow that evil no room to prosper. You starve an evil moment and nurture the good. You extend a compassionate hand to the person who needs it. And most importantly, you empower everybody around you to play their part. If we really are good people, we cannot be content with simply being passive. So start a difficult conversation with the friend whose jokes miss the mark, or the stranger who makes a nasty comment. Don't be afraid to speak, even if you're not sure which words to use. Just don't be silent when you should be speaking up. Don't stand by when you should be standing up. And so I ask again, you're a good person, aren't you? Well, one thing's for sure, there is certainly no shortage of good people in Aotearoa. In fact, many of them are gathered here today. What we need is for good people like you to lead the way. My hope is that we collectively can create a New Zealand where we can all have the courage to be bold, be brave, and be the change. Nō reira e te whānau, kara whiua.